Yeah, hello guys. I don't know. The other day I had something going on in my mind and I was thinking perhaps what I said earlier about businesses, once you float a business, you consider one or two things that should be put in place while the business is growing. Businesses are growing concerns. So one way or the other, there is need to ensure that the proper structure of that business is maintained. So now, the aspect I'm looking at is the legal perspective to that business. Every business needs a structure. You should consider having a kind of a team that will push forward that business. And when you have that team, there is need to have a contract which assigns responsibilities to each member of that team. At this point, it helps bring clarity to to responsibilities and assigned roles. If the business in question is a music business, like a music venture, a music hub, there are expected nature of agreements that should be applicable to that kind of business. If the business is that of publishing books or authors' works, then there are applicable nature of agreements and contracts that should serve their purpose therein. Now, if it is an entertainment business, or if the person in question is an artist, they use their names as brand, as their stock in trade. So where you're maybe representing an influencer or an artist, there are applicable terms, there are applicable contracts that should regulate what they do. Once they enter into that kind of contract, or before they enter into that kind of contract, there is a need to review the terms of that contract. And reviewing the terms of that contract means that you become aware the import of those terms. And once you are aware of the import of those terms, then there is need to now know, should I go into this contract or should I go out of it? What we are saying is this: get somebody who is learned in that area of law to advise you. Sometimes you can make your own research to get this done. You don't necessarily need an expert, though it is advised. There should be a kind of review to whichever thing you are dealing with people. Your area of discipline, your area of business determines the type of contract that is applicable therein. However, they are all contracts, and it is advised that whichever thing you are doing, make sure you have them all documented so that everybody will know their responsibilities, will know their duties, and to act accordingly. Thank you.